don't think we need to see the copyright notice. So it's never a good situation when you're the last speaker and the talks have run over and the moderator leans over to you before you come on the stage and says, "How long is your talk?" I'll get started. My point is that there are consequences. There are consequences to a lack of collaboration. None of these things happened. The reason they didn't happen is because Darwin and Mendel never collaborated. And the reason that they never collaborated is important. The reason that they never collaborated is because Mendel was brilliant, but he was poor. And he was isolated. And the fact is that poverty and isolation are the enemies of collaboration. If you don't have enough to eat, you're not going to be doing science, right? How many people in here haven't eaten in the last 24 hours? No one. Oh, this gentleman here. So I've got some bad news about your collaboration. He's not going to be collaborating, but the rest of us might be, because the fact is that, again, if you're poor, if you're isolated, if you're unconnected, collaboration is simply not going to happen. But because of increasing prosperity in the world over the last several hundred years, and of course because of the increasing connectivity that we all know about, that's really just happened in the last 20 or 30 years, there's reason for tremendous hope. And now I'll switch to talking about this progress, which I find even physicians, even scientists, even people who are very well informed, tend to underestimate the progress that has been made in the world with regard to essentially almost everything. So let's talk about this. I'm pressing the button. So when Mendel was around, about 95 or 96% of the entire population of the world, which was about 1 billion people, lived in what we would call extreme poverty. No running water, no vaccinations, not enough food to eat, etc., etc. Dirt floors in the houses. More than 95% of the population, including Mendel's family. That's why he became a priest. The fact is, over the course of the last 200 years, and the scale here runs from 1800 to about 2000. So we've got about a 200-year span. The fact is that although we have 7 times more people on the planet now, we have, in absolute numbers, fewer poor people. The population has multiplied by 7, and the number of poor people has actually dropped. This is enormous progress. We've talked about, again, the collaboration that never happened. We've talked about the consequences of that, why we don't have things today. We don't have tools in medicine today because Mendel was a poor man 100 years ago or 150 years ago. That statement is literally true. We've talked about the improvement, of course, all around the world and what that means for us. And I've shown you one small example of what I've done with these tools. But I'm absolutely positive that people in the audience could do so much more with these tools. And again, the only thing that's standing between you and collaboration with all of these people in the world is the will to collaborate.